I'm muted. Damn it. I always do this. Anyway, hi. How are we doing today? Today we're gonna be finishing Ultraman Dyna. We are here, here. This is where we are. So that piece is on the dark blue. It's this one. There's my nippers. Put them over here where I could get to them easily. How are we doing? What's going on? How's your week been? My week has been good. I went to the doctor on Monday. And not only am I getting my legs checked out. Ooh, this is a little frightening. There we go. Not only am I getting my legs checked out, which is a thing that I've needed to do, getting fucking mental health care. Fuck yes. So that's exciting. That's exciting. I get to... Oop, I don't know why I'm doing that off camera. I need to be aware of where I'm putting things. Hi, Coyote. Coyote Splatfest was so fun. I had so much fun with everyone. I may not be able to play Splatoon right away, but I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm definitely gonna. I had so much fun. Holy shit. No, I need blue. Are the ties? What color are the ties on this supposed to be? Oh, I know. I wish I had... I don't know. I thought other people were gonna join Rock. I thought, like, we were gonna have a couple of different people on different teams. But I was the only one that joined Rock. But it's fine. Ooh, I need to do this over here. It's fine. We had fun. We had a good time. I had so much fun. I had so much fun. I cannot wait for more Splatoon to be a thing. Okay, so these little ropes are gonna need to be red. I need to figure out a better system for where to put my camera during build streams. Because I'm at like a weird angle. Because this over here is like behind my head. You can see it. This is where my camera is. Hey, Tuxan. How you doing? What's going on? So it ends up like not tracking me very well, but I can't put it like here. Because then it's in the way. So it's kind of this very weird... It ends up being in a really weird place. There we go. Gonna have to kind of keep applying here, because on the dark blue, oof. I mean, at least you can take a little time off work and rest. That's good, but yeah, my legs are bothering me a little bit because I walked to the doctor on Monday, and now my knees ache consistently. But that's why I'm getting my legs, so I've got fucking blood work happening. To just see if, like, there is arthritis developing in my legs, or if it's, this other problem that women in my family have with their legs. Or if I just need to use my legs more. And if it's just that I need to go outside and touch grass more often, then I commit to that. Then I commit to that and I make it happen. But that is why I wanted to be able to go see a doctor. And I did. And because I did that, I now have an appointment with a behavioral health doctor and can maybe get that shit taken care of. Which I'm so fucking psyched about. Because that is a thing that I've been trying to make happen for months. But I just cannot get in touch with anyone at the hospital. Because the hospital is the closest place to me that has a bunch of mental health professionals. There's a hospital like half a mile from my house. Like I can get over there very easily. So that's why I was calling the hospital about it, not because of being in any kind of crisis mode. Just it's the closest place. Where my clinic is actually a lot further away than the hospital, but is still within walking distance. It's like a 20-minute walk. And actually, I used that opportunity to kind of practice my karaoke playlist, which is going to be in October. We're going to have that stream. We're going to be doing a lot of build streams in October. I'm very, very excited for them. I'm super psyched about the build streams we're going to do. I've got... Who have I got on the way? I've got Gundam The End, that y'all funded on Throne. I'm very, very excited for that. And then Drez sent me Beelzemon and Hibiki. So we're going to be doing those as well. Hibiki I'm probably going to just play it straight. But the other two we're going to be doing big Halloween customs on. I need to go pick up some stuff for that, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do a lot of fun customizing and making everything very Halloween-y. Yeah, I've built the normal figurized skull, and I really liked doing it, so I'm very excited to potentially get to do more rider kits. Oh, I'm fucking this up real bad. That's okay. Oh, we don't I'm not stickering anything. I don't do stickers anymore. That's why I have these. That's what these are for. I have a lot of problems. Where I live, it's very humid. So I have a lot of problems with stickers lasting long term, which is why I want to do this. I bought fucking paint markers. And I'll paint things. Yeah, I live literally like less than a quarter of a mile from the ocean. Actually, it might be a little less, maybe? I'm not exactly sure, but it's like I live just several blocks from the ocean. So it's very humid where I live. So I have a hard time with getting stickers to last long term as a thing. I may be able to correct some of this with the blue marker. Whoops. So I now that I am kind of getting the swing of doing painting, and I want to paint anyway because I want to do like big customizations on kits. I want to make them look cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back over this with the blue because I'm getting this gold paint like everywhere. I tried to adjust the like my color grading and shit so that y'all could see a little better, but man, I'm not having an easy time getting the gold to show up. It just does not want to show up on camera. Like here you can see it. Because I'm doing like kind of a bigger area. Yes, I played, I did the Splatfest demo with, Coyote and Bonnie and Tally and a couple of others. And I had a ton of fun with it. I had so much fun with it. Holy shit. And I felt like I wasn't terrible at it. Like, I wasn't good, because I've never played before, and I was learning, I was figuring shit out, but I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I definitely want to play more when it is fully out. I absolutely want to play more Splatoon 3. Like, I definitely want to figure out how to make Splatoon 3 part of my normal rotation. But I'm also, like, kind of mentally moving playing games out of my normal rotation because they just don't do well for me. So it's kind of weird. But I don't know, maybe Splatoon will be just one of my very few on the reg games. Like, how often is a Splatfest usually? They usually do them like once a month over a weekend. Yeah, and I definitely want to like kind of learn some of that other content aside from just Splatfests. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I feel like it's like once a month over a weekend. Because, like, I would love to stream more 14, but I think that even, like, future patches, I think I'm just not going to do them on stream. People don't come out for it. So I think that's going to, unless I'm doing, like, collabs, like 14 collabs, Hyla. I think I'm going to mostly, 14 is just going to be my private time video game. Because it's just, I have to think about these things. And, it's good to have something that is not stream related. Something I enjoy that I can do outside of stream. I think that's good for my mental health. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the Splatlands. Like, Splatoon, I think would be a really good stream game just because that's something like I can do Splatoon with viewers, and that's a very social game. And like 14 is obviously a social game, but that's the way that it works. The things that people want to watch is like really high-end content. Like doing fucking savages and extremes, and that's not what I do. So, because people want to watch that stuff because there are a lot of people that just don't do that. And they want to see what it's like, so they'll watch people streaming it to get that experience. But I am not streaming that experience of it. I'm just streaming basic shit. So, it's gonna... 14 is just gonna be my me game that I enjoy by myself. I do really want to, like, get some people to play with together, though, for shit like... I don't know, I wanna run... fucking... For, like, doing current extremes and, you know, mount grinding and shit. What? Oh my god. Please don't stand on my keyboard. Please go. Hold on. Hold on. Here. I'm going to show you all the lad. I'm going to show you all the boy. It's the boy. Say hello to the boy. Yes, we should do heaven on high sometime. Sit over there. We should absolutely do heaven on high at some point. Where did I put my things? There they are. That's my boy. That's my sweet little lad who's screaming a lot because he's a baby. Because he's a rude piece of shit. But he's my rude piece of shit and I love him. But yeah, I'm still working on an upcoming YouTube video. About Mario 64. But yeah, no, we should absolutely do Heaven on High sometime. I'm just trying to think of what else is going on. What else I can, Ah! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, Gio, thank you for the resub! Thank you so much. How are you? What's going on? How are we doing? I am winning! Look at this! Look at this, I'm painting. I'm painting this, I'm making it look good. Okay. Oof. You take it easy. You take care of yourself. Definitely stay home. Stay home. Relax. Keep hydrated. Eat a lot of soup. Ah, this man, he screams at me. He comes in here and he screams at me. Do you hear this? Do y'all hear him? Just yelling? Let me make sure this is... Yeah, he's a baby. He hungers for food is what he hungers for. And attention. He does want my attention, but... Like, I'm working. I'm working. I have to do this. He had my attention all morning. And he squandered it. I'll probably have to do a couple of coats of the red. These are Poscas. They're a paint marker. Uni Posca. You can if you just search Posca, this you'll find them. They're pretty common, pretty popular. A little pricey, but the quality is real good, so it's worth it. These I think are the medium point. I'm pretty sure these are the medium point. I want to get the fine point and the round nib at some point as well. Just because it'll, you know, for different size things in different spaces. But I think it's a 12 pack of them. And I like them. I really like them. I think if you want to do this, if you want to paint some model kits, they're good for that. Even without priming, they're pretty opaque. Especially if you can go in and like kind of do a second coat. But you can see I'm working on a dark blue plastic, and really, it's covering very well. Yeah, it's definitely easier than a brush in a lot of ways. Let me just get down here. I am really liking working with them. This kit is the first time that I've worked with them. Like you can see like in here, this is a little fucky where this raised bit meets this, but and I think if I had in one of the like extra fine points instead of the medium point, I would be in a bit of a better spot with that. But this is what I have to work with right now. This does really have me looking forward to doing like fun detail stuff on the Halloween kits that we're going to be doing. Like, I'm really looking forward to that. We are going to be doing some fun shit. Because I'm gonna get like Halloween decals and shit. We're gonna be having a good time. We're gonna be partying. We are gonna fucking party with this shit. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I am so looking forward to October. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go. There we go. They've got kind of like a gouache feel to them, where they're like they're very flat. The color is very bold, very strong, very flat. Like they're not shiny at all when they dry, except for the metallic ones. But like they have a they're very matte, very strong color. So I very much am enjoying using these. Okay, so now we just gotta get kind of these little details all in. Because it's got some markings all in this dark blue bit. That now you can see I am making them gold.
It's drinking the water!
Thank you, David. I will. I'm gonna have pull over my big. I will. I'll sit up straight. Who threw that? I know who threw that. Oh, thank you for the hip hats. Oh, you're having fun with redeems. You enjoy them. Thank you for the head pats. Oh, thank you. I will. I will do a stretch. Let me cap this for a second. Oh, thank you. We're not in an art program, so I have nothing to save, but it does throw a bunch of stuff. I actually need to fix that. It should only be throwing save disks at me. But it sounded like the gnome was in there, so I have to go in there and mess with that one. Because I had to reset up K-Bonk recently. Because there's no proper updater for Karasu Bonk. So when I update it, it's just I am downloading a new version of the program and I have to like redo everything. And I forgot to make some adjustments. Oh my god, my cat is just fucking screaming. Nya 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 nya. Nyens just fast the me. Just a nyais. Not all of my Kamen Rider cat puns are good, but some of them are. I may need to go in with a little thinner to clean some bits up. Masa. But yeah, you can see all these little areas that I have to very carefully drag this gold marker over. That I think would be much easier if I had an extra fine point. There we go. Let me grab my little bottle of thinner. There we go. Hello! I don't know why you're key smashing, but welcome. How are we doing? That's okay. That's okay, we can just go back over it. I talk a lot about how nervous I am about doing a karaoke stream, but I do just fucking sit here and sing along to fucking Spotify, like, every stream. But that's just me, like, fucking around and jamming. Like, that doesn't have to be good. There we go. Okay, so then this goes right in here. Right? Yeah. You just pop that into his... There we go. There we go. Okay. Now we've got this big chonker here. Which is going to take us quite a bit, because we've got all three of these and then all of these details on here. So there is quite a bit to do. Okay, and then we've only got kind of that one little middle piece left on that runner. I do think that all of the bits that aren't these, like, big ribbons are just gold, so it should be pretty easy. We just want to smooth them down a bit. So we need our light blue again, because this is what we're matching with these, like, strips. These pieces were on the light blue plastic runner, but these are all part of one big thing. So we have to go in and make these light blue. And this is kind of where I wish I had the broader nub and the extra fine for getting into some of these little detail-y areas. What's everyone up to today? What are we doing? How's your week been going? How has everyone's week been going? That's what I want to know about. What is one really cool thing that has happened to you so far this week? What is a neat thing? Ooh, new Gundam action fig, waiting for Splatoon. New mini action figure, nice. I think my big accomplishment is I'm almost done with this YouTube script. There is a thing that I need to record and then write a bit about the results of that. Ooh, little tiny. That's tiny. And then I am waiting for a response from a friend on their opinion about a thing. So I'm almost done with it, though. It's gonna be an interesting one to produce. It's gonna be a really interesting video. I'm really excited to see how it turns out. It's something that I think about frequently, but that there aren't a lot of video topics on. Or that really there aren't any videos on. Oh, you want to see the goods? Here's the goods. It's the beans! You can see the fucking beans! Just get a little... There we go. I'm hopefully we should finish this up today, and then tomorrow we are going to start a matching Tiga kit. It is Tiga Zhao, I think. It's this one. Yeah, Tiga Zhao. So we're gonna start on this one. Once we finish Dinah. So we're gonna finish up Dinah hopefully today, and then start Tiga tomorrow. Belial, I have a Belial one of these. That is he right under Dinah? No, that's Fuma. I have a couple of these, and we're definitely gonna be working on Belial in October, because he's not gonna get custom. He's just gonna be part of this normal lineup. He may be like the first one we work on. But it's Belial, and I'm like, okay, well, that's definitely a spooky season kind of kit to do. And these are just entry grade statues, so like they're not super hard to do, but I am completely painting them. No stickers, no areas left kind of because normally you would just snap this in. There aren't even stickers for these. There's stickers for like this bit, and I think for maybe his shoulder pads. Oops. But like this, you just pop on and you don't do anything to. And I'm like, that's boring. I want to have everything colored the way the design is. I pray that they keep releasing kits of this line, because I want the Hikari one so bad. I want them to make a kit of the Ultraman Hikari design in this line. I forget whose power he has, because it's the whole thing is like all of the Ultramen are finding like Journey to the West armor around the universe. And I don't know why. Like, something happened that took away all their Ultraman powers. So and then they find this, like, Journey to the West armor, and that gives them new powers. And it's wild, and I don't totally understand it, but, I'm fascinated by it, and I love Hikari's design. He looks so good. Okay, Coyote, you have fun at class. You be a good student. You learn things. Come back tomorrow and tell me what you learned about. I want to hear what you learned. But yeah, I don't remember whose armor Hikari has. But I think on here, yeah, there's a bunch of lore on here, so maybe when we finish, I'll read that. Because I do think it talks about him in Cosmos. I forget. But yeah, we'll check that out at some point. I've been doing Island Sanctuary in 14, and it's kind of fun. It's definitely this expansion's Bozja. It's definitely the Bozja and Eureka for Endwalker. It's just not combat focused, which is kind of interesting, actually. Oh, this is strange. But I am having fun with it. I'm at level, like, 6 at the moment in it. Like, once I hit 10 and I've got everything, like, fully upgraded, then I'm just gonna follow some guides to getting all the shit and being able to, like, bring in huge amounts of calories a day so that I can get the minions and the expansion. Or, not expansion, the Orchestrion rolls. But right now it's just my island that I'm hanging out on. Like, I'm not sure what the larger point of it is. Because I know Bozja you did for relic weapons and for leveling to 80. So I'm not really sure. I don't really know what the point of Eureka was either, though. But like, I'm not sure what function this serves in the larger game, or if it's just like, you can just go do this. And if it's just like a moneymaker for selling those Orchestrion rolls. And maybe the glamour gear. Those may not be market board, though. You may not be allowed to. I'm not totally sure on that. Those might be market prohibited. Hi DC, how you doing? What is up? We're talking about games and Ultraman and model kits and all kinds of shit. How you doing? What you up to? Welcome. Hope you're having a good day. I need to grind the new tomestones, too, for the new tomestone gear. She did. Emergency. Decorating. Vibing and procrastinating. Nice. Mood. We're just building a little Ultraman. As I get kind of used to using these markers for painting. I'm a very novice model builder, but I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. Kind of getting a sense for how well these go down. I'm looking forward to, we're going to be doing some really fun builds in October. I don't know what my plans for September are, but I know in October I'm already planning things for the spooky season.
What the fuck? Who let you in here?
Thank you for the follow, Dr. Cool. Yeah, I've done a little bit of mini painting. I've just looked at a lot of like really like painted and customized Gunpla, and I'm like, I want to do that. I think that is what will make Gunpla like extra exciting for me. Because I think just doing it without customizing for me, or even, like, even if I were to just paint a normal, like, because I'm just painting this based on the actual design. But I think that does a lot for me. Why is this all... Yeah, oh, I'm going absolutely nuts. My plan is to be going absolutely feral. I have got a rhinestone applicator. I'm gonna be getting some decals, some like nail art decals for like Halloween stuff. I plan to be going absolutely nuts. I want to do like fun theme builds. All kinds of shit. All kinds of nonsense. I need to keep this where y'all can see it. I keep wanting to like pull it really close to my face. But I need to keep it on camera. Yeah, I wanna be doing absolute. I wanna go like totally fucking nuts. I think that would just be, because I've always really, really liked the customizations that I've seen. I check them out at conventions. I check them out at local, my local hobby places. I live in a proximity to Gundam Planet, not close by any means, but that's usually where I would go to physically buy them. And they will often have a lot of customs on display, and I've always loved looking at them, and I'm like, I could do that though. There's nothing stopping me from learning to do that. So when I got kind of inspired to make this part of the thing that I do, which is good. I like having something to do with my hands. Something very physical and tangible. That's good for my brain. I was like, yeah, nothing is stopping me from doing that. Yeah, like there's some really cool shit out there. I know that I've seen a Gundam that was inspired by the like Arizona iced tea, like green tea and honey can. Like, you know the can. You know the one. And I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I love this. I would love to do some kit bashing, but I think I'm still a while out from that, because that involves me buying like multiple kits and then having somewhere to put all the parts that I didn't use, and that's a lot of planning that I'm not at that stage yet. So instead I will be customizing specific Gundams. It's the like green one with the cherry blossoms. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me get it, cuz it's fucking ubiquitous in the US. Like, the person who designed this, their entire portfolio is, I designed this Arizona iced tea can, hire me. Hold on, let me get it for you. Boop, 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 boop. Copy image link. Here we go. Yeah, it's that one. I will. Here, browser source. I don't think I have an image browser source at the moment. Here we go. It's this one. This can. Someone did a custom Gundam that was themed around this can, so it was like this color, and they had like cherry blossom decals. It was really good. It was really, really cool. So it was this exact can. I'm just gonna. Yeah, that's okay. If you're not from the U.S., like Arizona probably isn't forefront. These are so fucking cheap. These are $1. Like, fucking, I thrive on that shit. But yeah. Hi, Skylarka, by the way. Hello. Oops. There we go. Yeah, we're making an Ultraman today. Ah, okay. Yes. I have many EU friends in various places. Two of my Gatai the Live teammates are EU. Both Maru and Captain Hurricane. My podcast co-host is also in Sweden. So I'm in contact with a lot of EU folks. Would love to go over there one day. One day. But the money required for travel is my big difficulty. Oof, yeah, I can imagine the actual getting, because God, importing over there sucks. From what I have heard. Unfortunately, fortunately, I do have places that I can get Gunpla. Unfortunately, none of them are easily accessible to me because I can't drive. But there are also a lot of online places. If you order from HLJ, down below, I am an HLJ affiliate, and you can use my link, and that helps support the channel on things that you were maybe buying anyway. So if you ever buy from HLJ. Okay. Blue parts done. On to gold parts. This is probably going to be the most time-consuming part of what we have left. Because after that, it's really just a couple little pieces. Thankfully, where these two bits meet are the same color. Yeah, I can't quite get in that crevice. Ooh, that's nice. That's very useful. I don't know a super lot about the VAT tax, but I know it's a pain in the butt. Hey Ronan, hi. I'm building Dinah. It's a little Ultraman Dinah in some Journey to the West armor. Why is he in Journey to the West armor? I don't know, but I'm in love with this line. Ah, damn ads. They make me run them. I wish I could run them less, but I'm fucking poor. So I need that ad revenue. Where'd my Q-tip go? There it is. But welcome back, Ronan! We are painting this little Ultraman Dyna model. Where we're gonna give Dyna his cool powers. His cool Journey to the West powers. Okay. Man, next level is a pretty damn good opening. Not one of my, like, absolute favorites, but it's really good. Like, the vibes are a little strange, but I don't know. On its own, I really enjoy it. Uh, 10 for 20% of the price. Oh, wow. Yeah, I also run, I know nothing about it. I avoid pre-release shit like the fucking plague. Just due to a lot of real bad experiences. But I don't know, I'm looking forward, now that we're finally, like, there and up against it, I'm pretty hyped to... I mean, I don't really know anything about it, but I haven't been watching Rider for the past couple of months, and I miss it. So, there's that. Because I was so disenchanted with Rev Ice after a point. Yeah, I mean, overtime probably will. I don't know if whether or not they've said, but Izu subs probably will. Hey, Azzy, what's going on? Izu subs seems like they take on pretty much everything. So we'll see who decides to pick it up. It would be great if Toei would just fucking release it for us like Tsuburaya does with Ultraman. That would be great. I like Saber a lot. I can understand why a lot of people really fell off of Saber. It is an unfortunate kind of circumstance of that writer where he just will have too much lore for his own good, and it makes his shows a little more complicated than they need to be. Saber had kind of a lot of the same problems that Ghost had. Ooh. That's nice. I'm glad you can get it a little cheaper. I think a lot of Saber's visual issues stem from the fact that they were working under a lot of pandemic regulations. So there is a lot of stuff that you can tell. There is a lot of green screening in Saber that would not be green screened in other shows.
The water!
Whoop, thank you, I will. Ooh, I hope you get the job, Azzy. I mean, then you've got stuff like the CGI Rainbow, which was wild. But there is a lot of stuff in Saber that I think is the way it is because they're had to, like, deal with pandemic regulations. Because, like, anytime... There are just a lot of scenes that are weirdly green screened. Of, like, people in the same room as each other. And I don't know why they wouldn't just, like, have that set. Oh yeah, there's good in every season. There are many things I love about Rev Ice in spite of the fact that I stopped watching for a while. It's why I'm still going to go back and finish it eventually. But like the thing I like about Saber is that Saber was a really good breather. Like Saber was not a heavy show by any means. Like, there are some bits that are, but Saber itself is not a heavy show. You can kind of just vibe through Saber, and I think after a year like 01, I kind of appreciated having a show that was, I wish the narrative worked a little better, but it was a show that was very much carried by its cast, and I was kind of down to have a year like that. I was kind of down for having a year where we were kind of able to just chill with the cast and kind of not, how do I want to phrase this? Because 01 was a very, very political show. It was a very politically heavy show, and it's great. I love that about it. But Rev Ice is also very heavy in a lot of ways. And I think if Saber had been the same kind of heavy that Rev Ice and 01 are, it would have just been a little too much. So in the context of, going from one show to another as one finishes and the next begins, I kind of liked just having a year with Saber to just fucking take it easy. That's a thing I really enjoyed about Saber, is that Saber was just lighter. Yeah. For the most part, I mean, there's some stuff, the end of Ryu Soldier is a lot to deal with. And some parts of Ryu Soldier, but Ryu Soldier as a whole was pretty light. And then, Kira Major and Zenkaiger kept it pretty light. Dawn Brothers has 5 different tones, and it can be one of any of them at any given time over the course of one episode. And that's just because Inoue is Inoue and is gonna do the things that Inoue does. And I would not change it for the world. I am finally starting to come around on Taro. I've had a difficult time getting on with Taro, because there was an inconsistency to him. There was an inconsistency to Taro in the first quarter of the show that made it really hard for me to kind of latch on to him. Because it would be this weird thing where Taro would be an ass. And in a way, you would know that Taro is in the wrong. But because Taro is the red, Taro would also kind of be portrayed as in the right, even when he wasn't. And there were certain things where it made it really hard for me to get on with him, but 25 is the best that Taro has been written in the whole show, where he is just this dude who is hyper literal, and he will, if he perceives a thing to be a certain way, he's like, okay, and I'm gonna help. And sometimes his help will be bad. His help will not be useful. But he is gonna do it. And because he cannot conceive of anything beyond helping. And, that's kind of what I've wanted out of Taro, is for him to just be this weird, unhinged, hyper-literal dude who is just, he's like, I'm helping, though. And it's like, you're not. No, but I'm helping. So, the last, quarter two, Taro has kind of, slowly moved more and more into that, and he's been better about, praising the team and being like, yo, you guys are doing a good job. Like, there's a bit where at one point they're like, Taro, say one nice thing about us. And instead of even just being like, I think you guys are doing a pretty good job, he's like, I would rather fucking die. And literally fucking collapses. And I'm like, that's hard for me. That's hard for me to want to hang with. But I really like the storyline between him and Sonoe. I really like what's going on there. I feel that there's just the drama of the two of them is a thing that I want. I love their drama. Yeah, no, he just straight up just falls to the ground and fucking dies. Completely ragdolls. I will give his actor a lot of props. That man is good at fucking ragdolling onto the floor. Like, he knows how to believably fall. Because he has to do it for the Avataro thing. That man knows how to fall down. Oh, that's okay. I'm a tokusatsu VTuber kind of first and foremost, and we just talk a lot about Rider and Sentai and Ultraman here. I love the alter changing. So you mean like fucking Kaito? Talking about the extras? Cause I fucking love Kaito and I've got so many fucking theories of why is my tracking not there we go. I've got a lot of theories about what's going on with him. And I'm very excited about it. Yeah, I am very interested in Jiro as this very weird. His theming is Journey to the West by way of Dragon Ball, which is really weird and interesting. And I kind of love that. I'm very curious about Don Murasame, but I've also got some theories there. I'm very convinced that Kaito is actually God from the end of Zenkaiger. I'm very, very convinced of that. I don't know if I'm right, but I'm convinced. I really love the dynamic between Jiro and Feral, as I call him, Feral Jiro. I'm not sure what he's actually called. I think he's just called, like, Dangerous Jiro. But I just call him Feral Jiro because he's the fucking little feral animal and I love him. Whoops. What is going on? Oh, I need to get a little blue in there. But I really love, like, Feral Jiro is this very weird character in that he's very empathetic toward Jiro. He really wants to see Jiro succeed, but he has this very deep understanding of, like, loneliness and sadness that he will just sometimes comment on, and I'm like, boy, where the fuck are you? Who said you got to do that? Because, like, there's the bit when Don Murasame first shows up and, like, leaves, and he's like Feral Jiro's like, damn, I sense some deep sadness in that boy, and I'm like, you care about that? And then in the, it might have been in the Clip Show episode. It was either in the Clip Show episode or in 25. It was either 25 or 26, but all three of the Cerebrans are fighting Jiro. And they're like, oh, you can't take all of us on your own. And, like, Feral Jiro forces a switch between them and is like, he's not alone. I'm here. And I'm like, Oh shit, there's something really profound in that. Like, there is something really interesting and profound in the way that Feral Jiro is just, like, just really wants to see Jiro succeed and not be, like, lonely and sad. And I think it's because he's spent so much of his life that way. Yeah, no, I love the robot transformation for him. I really love that they do the dragon and tiger, like, yin yang visual motif. Like, it's so good. It's so good. I really, truly love what they are doing with that boy. Like, they are really making it work with him. That's okay. No, you didn't derail anything. We're just talking. We're just fucking chatting and vibing. This is what we do here. Someone will bring up a tokusatsu thing and I will go on an unhinged rant for half an hour. That's what I do. That's how I function. You don't need to hush. We are just doing what we do. I'm glad you dig it, Azzy, because this is what we do. This is how my content functions. I get on a topic I want to talk about, and then I talk about it for a while. Oh my god, they're selling the fan? I still want the really big Lovekov. I still want the big Lovekov. I will probably not get her because damn she's fucking expensive, but I want her. I'm not even fucking watching Revice. I stopped at like 35 and I'll go back to it eventually, probably in a couple months. Yeah, I do love the Bandai candy. I mean, I don't know if I could make one. I mean, I definitely could if I had a pattern, but I don't think that I could, from scratch, pattern one out. Because I'm not great at that. But Lovekov is good. Lovekov is baby, and I love her. But yeah, I'll finish Revice eventually. It's just not a priority for me right now. I'm too busy thinking about Ultraman. I don't even know what the remix. What are the I don't know what the remix forms are. I may have seen. That sounds familiar. But I may have stopped around then? Or is that just the normal? Is that just using the stamps? I get very confused, but, like, Revice had so much fucking terminology. Okay, just the normal stamp forms. They did not seem to try to make the vast majority of the animals match up to the riders. They just, were just like, this is what we want to do. Of course, you've got, like, 01, which is the hopper, and it's fine. But for most of them, I think they just fucking did it. I think they were just like, this is what we think will look like something. Yeah, I mean, was O's? I don't remember. I don't even remember what a bunch of them were. Like, that's the thing. I know Decade was Shark. Double was Eagle. I know Decade was Shark and Double was Eagle. And Xade was Jackal. I watched the first episode of Dear Gaga and I liked it. Surprisingly, even though I hate basically everything that happens in the show as a result of Vale being introduced, I actually really like the Vale special. The Vale special is my absolute favorite kind of melodramatic trash. It still doesn't make a whole lot of fucking sense with the way that things work in Revice, but I love the melodrama. Revice will end up as Neo-O's. What do you mean by that? I'm curious as to what you mean by that. Like, stuff unresolved will be what they take up care of in special... Yeah, that definitely. I mean, I would maybe compare it more to Gaim, just because, damn, Gaim has a fucking lot of that. Oh yeah, well, I think a lot of it is a lot of the reason stuff went unresolved is because they could not always get Rion back, because he did not want to. He didn't want to play Ankh. He didn't want to keep playing Ankh. He loved Ankh. He loved O's, but he didn't want to keep playing Ankh because he didn't want to get typecast into roles like Ankh for the rest of his career, because he didn't enjoy playing that sort of character, even though he enjoyed playing Ankh, because Ankh was, you know, a really special and important experience for him. But he didn't want to keep playing that character, so they weren't always able to, like, get him back for stuff. Which is why, like, Zio was the way it was with O's. I haven't watched it yet. I will at some point, but I just have not been able to find the time. But I want to. Because I do love O's. O's is not as big for me as it is for a lot of people, but I do genuinely love O's. My heart in Heisei 2 will always belong to Double. Especially the first half of Heisei 2. What I would actually call Heisei 3. But that's just me. That's just me, though. I am excited that we're getting a wizard 10 years after. I'm excited for that. I don't know anything about it. I just know that they announced one. Yes, I am deeply fond of that era of writer. Double O's For's a wizard. Where I would consider Gaim the end of that era, which I'm not fond of, but I think Heisei 3 was really strong and has essentially laid the groundwork for what Rider is going to be for a long time. Like, things changed with Double and have not changed in the same way since then. Change, breaking the chain. Drink a little water. Can feel my throat getting a little scratchy. But yeah, no, Double had an effect on Rider. And it changed things. It changed kind of what Rider was. And I think in a good way. I think in a way that Rider needed at the time. I think we could honestly use a Rider that shakes things up in that same way now. I do think that Takahashi Yuya is going to be the one to do it. I think that Takahashi Yuya is the best writer that Toei has on staff at the moment. I think he is the most talented. Reiwa is a bit much with required watching just to make sense of 01's roster post the series. Fuck everything past real time. Also, what I would refer to as Heisei 4 was definitely not cut and dry. There was a lot of extra stuff you had to watch. I don't like that. I genuinely think it was a lot with Revice. 01, I don't think you needed to quite so much. I think you can, especially with stuff that is post-series, I think you can stop at real time and be satisfied. I have watched the others movies, and I hate them. I don't hate them, that's strong. That's a little too strong. I don't hate them. I am very fucking confused by the decisions that were made with those movies. And I just don't like to think about them. I don't think about them. But 01, I don't think really had anything mid-show that you needed to watch, the way that, like, you kind of have to watch the Veil specials. You kind of don't really have a choice, and I genuinely think that Revice should have been, like, speaking of, should have been like Kiva, where it was about the past and the present, and that the Veil special should have been part of that show. They should have been in TV episodes, not things that you had to go outside and watch. And again, that is very much a Heisei 4 problem. That's a Heisei 4 problem. I would say Build really started that. And... well, I mean, there's... Drive also did it a lot. There was a lot with Drive. I don't think Ghost did it as much, but it was really a Heisei 4 thing that made a lot of money, and that is why they are pressing it. And I don't think they should. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's a bubble that's going to burst for them eventually, and is one day going to come back and kick them in the ass. But they keep doing it. Also, 01's roster post-series, again, I don't like to think of the other movies as a thing. I think they were a mistake. The choices made in them are deeply fucking confusing. And I don't know why they're like that. I'm genuinely confused by the way that the others' duology ends. And why they would want to do that. Unless it was Yuya's way of saying, I am fucking ending this universe and we're not fucking touching it anymore. But again, nah. Saber, I don't think, because I really don't remember watching a lot of outside stuff for Saber, and again, I think that is the result of the pandemic, is that they just didn't make as much because they were under really tight filming restrictions. Because, like, for Saber, you don't even need to watch the mid-show movie. Saber does have the manga for the dad, but that is not required reading. I didn't read that. Like, you don't need that. It just gives him backstory. Like, it's just fun backstory for him and for more establishing stuff in the world. But, like, that's not required reading. I'm fine with stuff that isn't required for you to enjoy the show itself. It is. It's fucking dad lore. And it's about him and his wife. And I've only read, like, the first chapter, so I don't know, like... I do not know the extent of it, but it's not, like, required reading. It really does not touch on anything that comes up in the show, as far as I know. As opposed to, again, the Veil specials, which... like, you need those. Those should be episodes of the show. Like, there's shit in there that's fucking important. But I'm very much against, like, even movies. I don't think movies... I think we should go back to Heisei 1 for how movies were, like, alternate universe things. And again, speaking of, Go-Onger and Den-O are the worst culprits of making movies required. Because there are whole episodes of Go-Onger and Den-O that just don't fucking make sense if you don't see the mid-show movie. Like, just straight up, there is an episode of Go-Onger. Feel terrible for people that got attached to 01's cat. Yeah, no. See, Ronan. That's me. That's me. I'm the one that you feel terrible for. I'm the one that you feel bad for. Would you? Sorry, my cat just jumped up here. I forgot that I moved my keyboard, so it's fine. He can sit over there. I'm the one you feel bad for. I don't like those movies. Real Time is great. Real Time is fine. The 01 Others movies, I do not consider them canon. I don't I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Again, unless it was Yuya's way of being like, I'm not letting you make a bunch of material from this series for fucking ever. But I genuinely don't understand the thought process. I genuinely don't understand the thought process behind the writing of those movies. And I don't like them. I was so excited when it was like, oh wow, Metsubo Jinrai did so good that they're getting their own movie. Yeah, I don't really understand why. Okay, the only reason I kind of understand it is because they're both Takahashi Yuya shows. So I understand it in kind of the same way that Saber has the Ghost crossover. Which again is not necessary for the show, which is why I'm more fine with it. And I'm fine with the Dan Kuroto Genom Corp stuff because again they are not necessary. Those are just weird fun things that if you want more content, it's there. But the others movies I'm not happy with. I need the blue pen. But I also, there's a level on which I appreciate the way that they use Dan Kuroto. Because that man, Tetsuya Iwanaga, just really fucking loves being Dan Kuroto and fucking around and finding out. And I respect that. I can absolutely respect that. I did not like that Dan Kuroto was used for the O's arc in Zio. Like, was not into that. I felt that was deeply unnecessary and was rude to O's. Where, like, with the bit with Fies and Forze, I understand a little better, because that was not intended to have Fies in it. That was very clearly intended to be about Gentaro and Ryusei, but the two of them were off doing the Bleach movie, and they couldn't get the two of them back. And yeah, they did actually, I mean, the bit where Takumi's like, we're friends, so I can't, like, hate you, to Kusaka, I'm like, no, you're not. You're not fucking friends with him. Like, maybe you just don't want to hate him because you don't want to hate. And you're just kind of dealing with the fact that you don't like him in an emotionally healthy way, but you two aren't fucking friends. Don't fucking lie. No, no one ever has been or ever will be friends with Kusaka. You just can't. It doesn't work that way. If you want to see friends with Kusaka, you go over to Ultraman and you look at Jugless Juggler. That is how you have that character have friends. But, like, other than that, I thought Fies was handled fine in regards to Zio. But it was very clearly not meant to be about Takumi and Kusaka. It was very clearly meant to be about Gentaro and Ryusei, and they couldn't get those actors back because they were too busy doing the Bleach movie. Because that's what happened. As Delta tries to team up with him and he literally gets in body bag. I mean, that's Fies. That's Kusaka. I do not remember any of Fies. I watched all of Fies. I didn't watch Paradise Lost, but I watched all of Fies, and I do not remember what the fuck happens in that show. Like, on like a narrative level. Like, I remember most of the events between the main characters, but I don't remember, like, what the fuck was going on plot-wise. Like, I remember, like, things that happened. See, I don't remember the toddler final boss. I have no idea what you're talking about. I know there was, like, a kid. I know there was a weird kid that was God and whatever. But I really do not remember what the plot of Fies was. No, that was Agito. I'm thinking of Agito. With that kid who was God. What the fuck happens in Fies? I don't remember Fies at all. I remember the guy with the chihuahua. I remember that, and he fucking owned. He was great. A random kid turns into the final Orphanoch, and they never bring up why or how, just brought... Yeah, sure, Inoue. Look, Inoue is just gonna do what he's gonna do. I genuinely think Cutie Honey the Live is his, like, fucking masterwork. Actually, no, Dawn Brothers now might be his masterwork, because damn, Dawn Brothers. But, like, early Heisei Inoue is almost incomprehensible. Ryder Tyson Grand Prix is the worst movie I've ever watched in my life. I fucking hate that movie. It's so fucking bad. Kiriko deserved better. Tachibana deserved better. I don't know why anyone ever puts Mutsuki in charge of anything, because it works out the same way every fucking time. But, oh man, Ryder Tyson Grand Prix is a bad movie. That one is not... And I'm lukewarm on Drive. I forgive Drive for a lot of things I probably shouldn't. Where'd my Q-tip go? There it is. Like, I let Drive get away with some things that I probably shouldn't. But I do just... I don't know. There's a lot of things in Drive I like, even if the actual, like, narrative of Drive is not quite up my alley. I hate Mach. I really hate him. He is one of my least favorite characters in all of Kamen Rider. His suit design is cool. Like, the Mach suit, I'm fine with. It's not one of my favorite suits, but there are things about it I like. And I like that, you know, I like the American Daredevil aspect of it. But I hate Go. Oh, the venting is great. The venting is neat. I like that. Again, the suit is not my problem. My problem is Go himself and how much he fucking sucks. Like, I am someone who deals a lot more with plot and narrative in Rider than I do with design. I will comment on designs. I have opinions on the designs. But my primary concern is pretty much always the writing and character structure. And Drive did a bad job. Which is a shame, because I was really excited for Drive in the beginning, and I do like the first, like, quarter of Drive a lot. but Drive really went off the rails. And I think a lot of the, not a lot of the problem with Go, but a problem with Go that I noticed is the writer who wrote a lot of the Go episodes, because it wasn't Riku Sanjo who wrote a lot of the Go really focused stuff. It was shit, I can't remember his name. But he was the writer who on Double wrote a lot of the Excel stuff. And he was trying to hit a lot of the same beats with Go that he was trying to hit with Terui back in Double. And they really didn't work for Go. They just really did not work for him. And it made him unbearable. I do remember. I kind of remember the Ghost Drive handoff. I was really surprised that they moved the handoffs for Ryder out of the movies, and now half the time have, like, whole episodes at, like, post the last episode of a show. Like, the last actual episode, and then there will be one more episode that is a handoff to the next writer. Like the one that Saber had with Rev Ice, which was the worst first impression of Rev Ice. It was not a good first impression. Especially for Vice. Yeah, that was bad. That was real bad. Oh boy. And, like, I really liked the first half of Rev Ice. Like, I finished the first episode of Rev Ice and was like, damn, is this the same show that they were promoting to me a week ago? Like, what the fuck? Because I was not looking forward to Rev Ice after that handoff special. I was very concerned. But I liked the first half of Rev Ice, and then the Veil stuff happens, and then they start putting belts on everyone and their dog. And I was like, no, goodbye. When they put the belt on Hikaru is when I gave up. I was really upset about that. I did not like that. And I don't like that is a thing that the show caved into letting happen, because that kid's agency demanded they put a rider belt on him. Because the kid is a good actor. I think he should be pushed. I think he should have a great career. He is capable of some really good shit. I don't think he needs to be a fucking Kamen Rider. I don't think that they needed to put a belt on him to show him off. Like, he was already a really compelling character in that show without it. Yeah, there was a lot of his agency really pushing to get a belt on him. And I think it's a shame. Because I genuinely think it ruined his character. And this is okay. Here's the thing. Let me drink some water. I'm gonna fucking real talk with you. I don't think every fucking character needs a belt. I don't think every girl in a rider show needs to be a rider. I think that we should have lady riders. I think that every show should have a female Kamen Rider. But I don't think that every girl in a show necessarily needs to be a Kamen Rider. And I'm gonna go back to Drive. Because a lot of people are like, why didn't they put a belt on Kiriko? They should have put a belt on Kiriko. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think Kiriko should have ever... and she never was, unfortunately, in some other ways. But I am not someone who subscribes to Kiriko should have been a Kamen Rider. Because Kiriko's arc as a character should have been about her learning that she did not need to be a Kamen Rider to be someone who could help people. So much of her character was built upon she was obsessed with the Kamen Riders because she had been saved by one, and because of the way that the Roinyuds functioned, it seemed like only a Kamen Rider could protect people. And her arc should have been about her learning that it is not about the Kamen Rider, it is about the person wearing the belt. And they didn't do that for her, and she got done so fucking dirty. Valkyrie had a great arc. Valkyrie has an amazing arc in the first third and the last third of that show. The Zaya versus Hedon competition arc would have been fine for her. That whole arc, everything about it, that arc should have been 5 episodes instead of 10. Where she had only been sidelined for like 5 episodes, I think it would sit a lot better how hard they sidelined her, because her being sidelined and having Valkyrie removed, like, that actually was in service of her story. But it went on for far too long. And, like, it just absolutely, it got unbearable up until she fucking punches Guy in the face and says, fuck you. Where, like, Jackal was an important part of her story. Her having to, like, sit alongside Guy and just do what he says and look miserable was in service to her story. Because it made it very clear that she was not... She had a very specific view on Yumagear, but she did not believe what Zaya as a company believed. And we had to see her kind of being miserable through that and learning to reevaluate her position on Yumagear and then stand up for her position. Like, I think that was very necessary for her. It just went on way fucking longer than it should have. The ones who were done dirtiest, the ones done the absolute dirtiest in this, among all, are Poppy and Nico in X-Aid. And you can tell, Yuya wanted it. He wanted Nico to, like, he wanted Nico to be the one, like, winning the game. Because she wasn't an NPC. The other riders are all technically NPCs. Like, Yuya was trying, and they very clearly would not let him they wouldn't let him do shit with his lady riders. As much as he wanted to, and as much as he was trying. And I genuinely feel that of the Heisei 2 lady riders, they were done the absolute dirtiest. And even among Reiwa's lady riders, like, Heisei 2 and Reiwa lady riders, Poppy and Nico were done the dirtiest. I think that the two of them specifically, deserved so much better. I don't know enough about the Gaim lady, but I feel like she was also done dirty. Just in that she was unbearable for me to watch, not because of anything to do with her acting, but because I could not deal with the fact that they would not give her a pair of pants. It drove me up a fucking wall. Like, there is a bit in the winter, like, when the winter episodes, the episodes that take place during winter, where she has a coat that is, like, halfway down her calves, and her skirt is still halfway up her thigh. And I'm like, put some goddamn fucking pants on her. Put some goddamn fucking pants on that woman. It's fucking February. I don't think I even watched to the point of Gaim where the soccer movie happens. I gave up right after he gets his first big upgrade. Like, that was when I stopped watching that show. Is around when he is the episode that ends on him getting his first big upgrade. Where he's got the big, like, flags coming out of his shoulders. But I think it was inevitable that I would never finish Gaim because I just can't stand Gen Urobuchi's writing. That's just me. I genuinely cannot stand his writing. I don't think he should write hero shows. Okay, well, the thing about that is Gen Urobuchi doesn't know what Kamen Rider Ryuki is about. He has fundamentally misunderstood Kamen Rider Ryuki. And we know that he draws a lot from Ryuki, because he has said as much. But I genuinely don't believe that he took the Kobayashi's intended message away from Ryuki. Yasuko Kobayashi wrote a beautiful story about cycles of abuse and how hurt people, and breaking free of that, and looking to the future and reaching out to other people who are hurting to keep them from hurting others and themselves. And Gen Urobuchi was like, yeah, Kanzaki Shiro was right, actually. And then I scream. And then I scream very loud. Because he just missed the point entirely. And I feel like he even in it's clear in Gaim, it's clear in Madoka. And I don't trust Gen Urobuchi to write about women. I'm glad that Madoka is a thing that is so beloved and so personal to so many people, but I think it did irreparable harm to magical girls as a genre. Like, the harm that it did to magical girls as a genre, where now it is not about, you know, he did it. He ruined it. He did irreparable harm. Like, we cannot go back to a pre-Madoka magical girl world. The only thing that still exists in that space is Pretty Cure. And unfortunately, I would love to watch Pretty Cure, but the designs fucking destroy me. So I wish we got independent studio magical girls. And we won't anymore. Because Gen Urobuchi poisoned the well. And there are, like, I really enjoyed the Yuki Yuna series for what it was. Like, I still enjoy some of these, like, kind of darker magical girls. But I don't want that to be what the whole genre is now. I think we kind of deserve better than that and more than that. And I'm glad that when he tried to do that with Kamen Rider, it really didn't stick. Like, we got Amazons, but that's Amazons. That's not TV Kamen Rider aimed at the youth demographic that Kamen Rider is traditionally associated with. Amazons was its own weird side project geared toward adult fans. Do I think that it was successful? No. Do I wish that it had been more of an Akiba Ranger-esque project geared toward adult fans? Yes. But it is what it is, and we have to, we can't make it not that. Like, I can't change what it is. I can just only hope that one day we will get an Akiba Ranger-esque Rider project. But I think Rider might take itself a little too seriously for that, where Sentai doesn't. Sentai does not take itself seriously even a little. Even when it does. Sentai is just very sincere. They ragged on Amazons with them fighting and losing to level 1 X8 in the Tyson. That's fucking hysterical. That's hysterical, and Amazons kinda deserves that, honestly. But I also love the level 1 X8 suits. I know I'm in the minority on that, but I think they're fucking hilarious. They're just little chicken nugget SD Gundams, and I love them. But I'm also someone who loves SD Gundams. So, like, the level 1 X8 forms are for me and only me. They're so, like, they're stupid. They're incredibly stupid. But I love that about them. Like, they're so dumb. I love them so much. Like, they're just goofy. And sometimes, I want Kamen Rider to get goofy sometimes. I think if it was allowed to get goofy sometimes and not take itself so damn seriously, I don't know. I think maybe it would be in... I mean, it's not in a bad place by any means, but I don't know. I think it would just do a lot for it. Shit. I fucked up. Here we go. Like, I don't know, Sentai is more willing to make fun of itself than Rider is. Except in a way that remains very sincere and loving. Like, Sentai is just that way. And it's kind of what why I am a Sentai person first. As much as I love every form of tokusatsu, I am a Sentai person first. Though also, I may end up becoming an Ultraman person first, because, damn. Like, Ultraman just goes fucking buck wild with everything. Like, the Ultra Galaxy fights, and the degree to which the Ultra Galaxy fights do not give a shit, and are just like, we're gonna pull from whatever lore we want, is just really fun. I genuinely... I have become very, very fond of Ultraman in the year-ish that I've been watching it. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost done with this cape. Just a little bit more. What's the name of the one that flexes his cheeks to parry stuff? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but that sounds familiar. Okay, so now we gotta get this on to his bum. I'm trying to get this peg into this slot. Does it want this to go under? Because it says, like... There it is. Ue. Goes over the light blue bit here. So is this supposed to be, like, under? Is the whole thing supposed to be under? Oh! Titus! Titus, yeah. I love him. He's fucking big, buff, muscular man. He's so goofy looking. I love him. Okay, so then... Is this really what he's meant to, like, stand up on? Is this fucking cape? That's hysterical. Okay, so I need this piece to go on top of that. So now we get to bust out the white marker. I have seen him in some Ultra Galaxy fights, and I love him. He's very fun. I just love his design because he's just huge and buff. I just love that he's huge and buff. I love when Ultraman designs get, like, weird. So this is supposed to also be, like, white and gold? Yes, okay. Sorry to, like, check the box. Yeah! Oh, the Pot Rangers. Oh, the Pot Rangers. Oh... Man, Komura Junko tried. I think it was Komura Junko doing them. Oh, I was very much... I wasn't really one over the other. But I liked the Pot Rangers a lot. I thought that they were better written than the Lupin Rangers. I feel like the Lupin Rangers kind of got... didn't get the same character development, even as they got more story focused because they were clearly selling better. I really love Tsubasa because, obviously. Yeah. And, okay. Ronan, have you heard my Lupot rant about why I think Lupot ended up the way it did? Because I've made it many times. But if you have not heard me complain about this, I will complain about it again. Because it is a thing that I have a lot of opinions on. It is a thing that I feel Toei should have taken into fucking consideration when they were planning this goddamn show. Okay. The problem with Lupot. I'm gonna put my marker down. That's how you can tell I'm serious. The problem with Lupot. The problem that caused the Pot Rangers to end up as sidelined as they were is that Super Sentai is meant for 8-year-olds. And this is not to say that you can't, like, tell a really complex story to 8-year-olds. It's that in a show for 8-year-olds, in a hero show meant for 8-year-olds, you can't have your heroes committing fucking crimes. Like actual, real, imitatable crimes. Something that stealing, as thieves are wont to do, is very much an imitatable crime. So because of that, the Lupin Rangers were not allowed to commit actual crimes, and thus not be actual thieves, which makes the Pot Rangers constantly going like, we're going to arrest the Lupin Rangers for being thieves, like, it makes it really hard to, like, understand why they're like that when you're an 8-year-old who is, like, watching the Lupin Rangers not do anything wrong and have the Pot Rangers be like, those are bad guys and we want to arrest them. So because of that, the Pot Rangers, like, the kids really didn't get into them and thus didn't buy their toys. And that is why the fucking Pot Ranger upgrade form went to fucking Lupin X! I need to not yell, but I have to because I get mad. So I dropped something and I needed to get it. So I was also salty. I was mad because I really liked the characters of Keiichiro and Tsubasa and eventually Sakuya. Eventually Sakuya, but that took a while. He was not great. He was deeply uncomfortable for a good portion of the show. But yeah, like, they tried with Noelle. They did the best with Noelle that they could, considering that by the time they got, like, he came into the show, the damage was already done. Like, the damage was already done. He never had a chance to really, like, get to give Patron X a chance. It was already over by that point. But the problem is that the show was built so hard on Lupin the Third. Like, it was built so heavily on Lupin the Third, who is allowed to commit crimes because Lupin isn't a hero. He will be a good guy sometimes, he will do what's right, but he's a thief first and foremost. He's not a fucking Sentai hero. And they should have been two different shows. They should have just been two, like, the Lupin Rangers should have been their own show. There's no way that they could have done this in a way that worked. Yeah, I mean, everyone on Lupin had sad backstories that never got elaborated on. Like, this is why I say that the Pot Rangers are actually better written than the Lupin Rangers, because we don't know anything about them beyond, like, Toma's sad because his girlfriend got kidnapped. Kairi's sad because his brother got kidnapped. Umika's sad because her friend got kidnapped. We don't know anything else about them. Yeah, like, it's really... I genuinely thought when we were going into the show that, like, halfway through, or, you know, like, a third of the way through when Noelle showed up, we would stop having them be these opposed teams with the Lupin Rangers having secret identities, and that they would start having to really work together in the way that sometimes Lupin and Zenigata will work together against a bigger criminal who wants to actually hurt people. And then they didn't do that, and I was like, what the fuck is this show doing? Oh, I'm always at it. That's okay, Azzy. Therapy's important. I very much encourage that. But I am still at it. We're here now. We're on step 17. Coloring this piece. And talking about Lupot, and how Lupot tried, and how Komura Junko is probably the best writer that they have working on Sentai right now, if they would just let her write the goddamn show the way she wants to. Because Lupot could have been a game changer. Lupot could have been a game changer. I think Zyuohger could have been a much better show than it was, and I think that one was due to her inexperience. But Lupot, I think she really had some really cool ideas that they just didn't let her go through. Oh, Stinger Q Ranger is my baby. My beautiful baby boy. I love him. I love him. I also love his hot scorpion brother. That's the reason that I don't really feel the need to go back to Gaim, because the only character in Gaim that I was really invested in was Takatora, and then I left because I did not like the way that he was, I did not like the way that he was written at a point. And now, if I want to see this morally ambiguous, sad older brother figure, I can just go to Q Ranger, because it's still Yuka Kubota. It's still Yuki Kubota. But now he has a scorpion tail. And that's all I want. Plus, Q Ranger has my beautiful, perfect wife, Echidna. I really love... The good parts... I do think that it had maybe too many characters. I think there were maybe too many characters in Q Ranger, and that was kind of to its detriment. But I appreciate that they tried, because it was ambitious, it shook up how Sentai worked, and Sentai needed that. So, you know, I think it did a lot for Sentai even where it failed. But its vibes were always good. I just didn't like Otori. I think he kind of fucked up the pacing and the dynamics of the team. I'm not exactly fond of him. But the Deca Ranger crossover was great. Q Ranger versus Space Squad is a great fucking movie. Fucking love it. It's great. Oh, so did I, Azzy. I feel like... it is headcanon, but it's barely headcanon. Like, it's barely headcanon to the point that they had to no homo Garu in versus Space Squad, which I would be less annoyed by if they had actually, like, given his wife a character design, and she wasn't just Viral's wife from Gurren Lagann. Because I'm like, who the fuck is this? That's not what women look like on his planet. They're definitely just dogs. They're definitely just also dogs. But they had to make it clear that it was a woman, because they were trying to no homo Garu. So it had to be, like, a human-looking lady with cat ears. Which, like, that's fucking boring. But yeah, no, Garu was absolutely in love with Lucky. And I'm pretty sure Lucky was also just into it, because he was like, yeah, whatever. Garu and Lucky, Stinger and Champ, Balance and Naga. Like, it was all of them. Loved it. And then Echidna happened, and I've just, I've been fucked up ever since. Shit. There it is. Konokatsui Unbreakable. Like, God, I loved the cast of Q Ranger. And, like, I love the guy that plays Tsurugi. As much as I'm not fond of the character, the dude who plays Tsurugi is an absolute fucking delight. He seems like a really fun and sweet dude. Man, I also should rewatch Go Busters. I really like Go Busters. Go Busters was another one where Kobayashi was fucking trying her goddamn hardest. And they were just like, but the ratings are bad. And she's like, well, fuck you. And now she's making all that hot JoJo money, so she doesn't have to deal with Toei. She no longer has to deal with Toei's bullshit. Though they may get her back after the Part 8 anime happens. Which will be a while because we've only like just finished Part 6, so we still have to do Part 7. But I could see her going back to either Sentai and or Rider once once she is not actively working on seasons of JoJo every couple of years. Because I don't think she, like, left on bad terms or anything. I think she just went to go do fucking JoJo. Because, like, she didn't write Go On 10, or O's 10. Sorry, I was thinking about Go On Your 10 because that was Sho Aikawa, who did leave on not amazing terms, but good enough terms that he will still come back and write one thing every now and then. But, like, the reason that she didn't write O's 10 is because she was working on Part 6 of JoJo. Like, she just didn't have time. But man, I love Go Busters. Go Busters was the first Sentai that I watched as it was airing. So it is one that I have fond memories of. And I really love Go Busters. I do. I am not one of those people who is like, cut Go Busters down into a 25 episode series. I think there are maybe 1 or 2 episodes you can skip, but I genuinely really like Go Busters, and even some of the sillier kind of breather episodes I think are worth watching. Cheetah Nick is one of my favorite characters in Sentai. I love that boy. I love that stupid cat bike. I wish I had like a wooden toothpick that I could put in here and like clean up some of them tiny edges. I'm gonna have to get some. Because, like, I know I could cut off, like, a little bit of a sprue and do it, but that wouldn't, like, I don't know, I don't feel like that would hold the thinner well enough. I love Cheetah Nick so much. He's such a good boy. He's just doing his best to take care of Hiromu. He's just out there trying really hard. And I love that for him. I do hate BJ Stagg, though. Fuck him. He was mean and rude, and I don't like him. He was mean to the other Buddy Roids, and I don't like him. Jin is fine. Jin is great. I love Jin. Jin and Kuroki was my big Go Busters ship. Did not like BJ Stagg. Found him to be a mean, rude asshole. Just live more. Working our way around. Working our way around. Okay, little bit, just a little last bit here, and then we can pop this on. I can't believe that the cape is what's supposed to like fucking hold him up. Man, Just Live More is, as much as my opinions on Gaim are what they are, I do really like Just Live More. Just Live More fucking owns. It also had a really good orchestral version. Like, the orchestral version of Just Live More absolutely fucking slaps. Okay, so this is supposed to slide on here. Nice. Nice. Covers up some of that weirdness at the top. And then this will plug in there, but we gotta get this little middle bit. Oops. Bumped my mic. Sorry about that. Oh, the orchestral version. There's an orchestral version of most, like, Toku openings, because they use them at, like, really big dramatic moments. And the one for Just Live More is very good. My favorite is the one for Switch On. That one fucks me up every time, because I think about the bit where they're all reading Kengo's goodbye letter, and then I cry a lot. But there is one for most of them, because they'll use it at, like, dramatic versions. Or, like, dramatic moments. So it's, like, instrumental. It's an instrumental orchestral version. But it's really good. Okay, so now we've got this kind of cord around his waist. That is this same cord here. So we just got a little bit to paint on this one. Challenger. Oops, there we go. Man, Kyoryuger sure was a show. The weakest of the four dinosaur Sentai. Okay, so now we have to pop this on here. Okay, so now we need the little gold bit. Where's my nippers? They're up here. This is a really good opening too, though. Again, for all of my opinion on this show is what it is. Okay, now we're just gonna... kind of do what we did with the shoulders, where we're just kind of throwing a lot of black ink on here so that we can then come back in and pull out the excess. Okay, Ronin, you go save the world. You do it. You go save everybody. I'm very proud of you. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by and hanging out. Thank you for letting me rant about Lupot. Go on my Lupot rant for the 5,000th time. That's a thing that I need to make a YouTube video on. I need to, like, research that a bit. Unless I can just say that this is all, like, my theories on why it is the way it is. Let's see, cause there's my black pen. Cause like this is just so much more legible as a visual piece. And we slide that in there. That is meant to be like that. And then we pop the top on. Pop his upper body on in there. There we go. Look at him, it's Dinah. He's got a little bit of slight waist articulation, so now we just have to do his weapon and his hand. Which I know there is painting for the weapon, and there will be for his hand as well. This bit down here. Okay, let me take a look at how... Okay, so the... Let's see. The shaft of the weapon is supposed to be blue. I think these are... The tassels are red. Let me try and pull up the actual... character art for this. Here we go. Okay. This is gonna be fun! Because this is round, which is gonna be a little difficult. Okay, I'm gonna try and get down, like, around this. So much of my problems with Kyoryuger come down to the fact that Riku Sanjo is not good at ensemble shows. Which is also a lot of Drive's problem. Yeah, oh god, yeah, that is, that was a big problem with a lot of Sentai endings, actually. There is a lot of emotional whiplash going from you know, especially in the last, like, handful of episodes of a show, going from, like, these big, maybe world ending moments to fucking the goofy ass dance ending. I feel like Kira Major somehow usually got around it. I don't remember it being as big of an issue in Kira Major, but I don't think Kira Major had a lot of episodes that had, like, really. I don't think they had a lot of big cliffhangers. Or episodes that really ended on, like, a big downer. So I have to color this entire, like, spear blue. This is one that I kind of wish I had the bullet nib for. I do kind of like that Eternal just enjoyed Kamen Rider so much that he's like, I'm just gonna do... One, you're gonna make a movie about my character because I want to play him. And then was like, also, I'm gonna come back a couple years later and sing the opening for another Kamen Rider. Ignition, heavy no pressure. I do like Surprise Drive, though. I do like this song. Oh my god, this is a pain in the ass. I wish this had been on the light blue plastic. Because I feel like it would be easier to color these bits gold than color this entire thing blue. But this isn't meant to be painted, so I understand why it's gold. Like, they don't come at you with this thinking you're gonna paint it, because this is basically an entry grade kit. But this is a pain in the butt. The Poscas give good coverage, though. I'll give them that. Like, you can really get in there with the Poscas. They are not translucent at all. This is paint. There we go. There we go. go, go, go. God, I love Tokuger. I love Tokuger so much. That was such a good show. Kidoki ke yunore shani no te shikame iku wo ore tachi no express don't be late no gata to yume wo no se kaze wo kite usumu demo. Okay, so it's up to like here. Chibike imagination. Sorry, I thought I heard something. I thought I heard noises. No, my cat's asleep, so I don't know what it would have been. Unless it was my other cat. I truly wish they hadn't done that, because it is the one thing that's... I mean, it's not the one thing that's holding it back from getting a Power Rangers adaptation, and therefore toys that are more easily accessible. But damn, if it... No, I mean, it was only in, like, 2 episodes. I think they could have gotten around it. It was goofy as hell, though. Okay, we're almost there. Was kind of a weird design choice, but, you know. Okay. Blue all around. Now we'll get the red for these tassels. God, I'm excited to watch more Ultraman. I'm really liking Decker so far. I think Decker has solved a lot of the issues with the cast size for Trigger. Just, you know, cutting down the cast, reducing kind of the bloat of the Trigger cast. Because Trigger had a lot of characters that I love, that are some of my favorite characters in that show, but that did not need to be in that show. Like, Himari is my favorite character in Trigger. I love her. They don't need her in that show. They don't do enough with her. Where, you know, in Decker, they essentially cut it down to the main 3. Like, the Ultraman, his rival, and the girl. And then they take TPU, and it's just their boss and the lady boss, and essentially have kind of the dynamic of the 2 bosses in X. And then there's the dude who shows up sometimes, who is their, like, he knows about the jets? I don't know exactly what that guy's deal is. Final Express, Jun Jun, give me Hakobu. Okay. Then I need Silver Posca. How much of this? Okay. I love this song. This is my favorite Sentai ending. Bune Bune makes me happy every time. Express Bune. Like, they just say Bune Bune and I get really happy. Why? I don't know. It's funny. I like Japanese onomatopoeia. I love that half of Tokyuger's fucking, half of Tokyuger's soundtrack is just people making fucking train noises. That's just a thing I like about Tokyuger. Oh, I loved Akira. Akira was my handsome and wonderful boyfriend. He was just a delightful man who wanted a cat. And I can support that. That's a vibe. He just wanted to hang out and have a cat and take care of these children. My favorite character in Tokyuger was Wagon. I loved Wagon. I hated her in the beginning of the show. Beginning of the show, I couldn't fucking stand her. But once she kind of really came into her own and was allowed to, like, develop a real personality, and that personality was, I'm your big sister and I love you, I adored her. I adored her so much. Wagon was a gift and a treasure. I like that they gave her a promotion at the end in the movie. She was like, "Yeah, I'm good at my job. I got promoted from snack girl to conductor." What is Wagon about? Good vibes. Good vibes, good food. Okay. Spear taken care of. I feel like I should be doing more coats on it, but it's probably fine. So we're done with this. We're done with this. We're done with this. Just gotta get this little man's little hands. We just gotta do his little hands. Okay, so how... Okay, so it's blue. The thing in the middle is light blue. Okay. I see. I understand. Okay. I was kind of hoping he would take a little longer than this to finish up, because we're only at 3 hours. Believe in Amazons. I also really love this song. This was a really good... Like, it captured the vibes of Amazons. And was just like a really compelling song. Like, regardless of my very conflicted opinions on Amazons, I do really like Over Armor. Okay, now we need light blue. Okay, now we just need the gold. Oh, I need to do the red bits too. Oh, and there is still the bit over his hand. Okay, I need to slow down. I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Zwoger. Here's my hot take. I know everyone loves Sella. And I love Sella, but Amu is best girl. Amu is my best girl in Zyuohger. Shaku, lion, elephant. Like, Sella was rad, but just, I don't know, I really loved Amu. And I feel like Amu got the short end of the stick, both from the narrative and the fandom. But she did get to be in Cho Superhero Tyson. So there's that at least. But I feel like that was like her consolation prize for, you know, how much they didn't do with her in Zyuohger. Okay. We just have to do the gold details on his hand, pop him together, and Dinah is complete. Elephant, tiger. Oh, just we are almost done with our boy Dinah. Okay, we just gotta snap his hand around the thing. So how do they... Am I supposed to go under this? It looks like... But then I can't quite, like, fit his hand in there. There we go. And then we just pop it. Yeah, that's right. And there we go. We have our boy. Fully painted. Fully painted, Dinah Ma Chao armor. Very pleased. Actually, I kind of wish that there was something for the inside of this cape. But I guess if he's just kind of like standing, it's like so in shadow that you don't really see it. But I'm very pleased with him. My first fully painted kit. I think he came out really well. I think he came out really, really nice. So I'm gonna put this over here. I'm just gonna... He doesn't... because of the spear, I can't really get him, like, down in front of the camera. There we go. That's good. That's good. He can sit like that. Let me put my Poscas back in here. Just to get them all out of the way. Just get all of this out of the way. Put that back where it goes. Okay. Let's read some of this lore. Okay, so Ultraman Dyna, Ma Chao. You can see this Dyna with the armor. So it's got it both in English and Japanese. This is a set of armor that Ultraman Dyna donned on planet Sant. It has the ability to block the effects of the planet's magnetic fields that rob the power of the Ultras. It was hidden within ancient giant stone statues on the planet. It resonated and attached itself to Dyna to protect him. The armor Dyna wore is embellished with golden lions on the shoulders and abdomen, and he courageously wielded the Blockader Lance. He became known as Ultra Ma Chao the Splendid through his heroic deeds. And then on the back we have some more info. This is the Blockader Lance is this. Is a long spear that Ultraman Dyna Ma Chao armor wields. Various supernatural moves are performed when the Blockader crystal embedded in the base of the blade glows. Is there a crystal that I was supposed to paint? Oh, it looks like I was maybe supposed to paint that little... There's a little, like, thing in there. Okay, so... Finishers. Oh, he's got finishers. Blockader Thunder. This is a lightning-like ray which is fired from the Blockader Lance when its crystal glows yellow. It is mainly used for thrust-based preemptive attacks. Blockader Slasher. This is a spear-like blade of light which is fired from the Blockader Lance when its crystal goes blue. Oh, so I could color different colors. It is mainly performed by thrusting upwards from a low stance when charging into battle. Blockader Firestorm. This is a flaming whirlwind which is fired from the Blockader Lance when its crystal glows red. It is created by rotating the Blockader Lance above the user's head. Okay. And then here we've got him with Tiga, Fuma. So it's Tiga, Dyna, and Fuma. Ultraman Dyna Ma Chao armor was wandering alone on planet Sant, freeing people across the lands from the threat of monsters, but was convinced to join the Shock Force in Area Shock by Ultraman Tiga Liu Bei armor. Ultraman Dyna Ma Chao armor would bravely display his dynamic skills when taking the lead in battles, and fiercely defend enemy attacks when fighting behind his allies. When the monsters attempted to invade Area Shock from 5 different routes, it is said the monsters came to the route he protected, instinctively halted out of fear. He often fought alongside Ultraman Tiga Zhao Yun, and the people of planet Zant would cheer them while lighting bonfires when they continued to fight after sunset. The two would see the flames and fight courageously. And that is the lore behind our beautiful boy here. I'm very, very proud of this. I'm very pleased with how this came out. I'm gonna find a cool place to display him among my stuff, but I'm gonna take some pictures of him that I'll post on Twitter and Discord after stream. But I really like how this came together. It looks really nice. I'm very much looking forward. We're going to start tomorrow. we're gonna start Tiga, which is a companion figure. Well, I'll give y'all a little peek. We'll take a little peek. Oh god, this is a big ass piece. What the fuck is that? Okay, I think that's this. So I think this like spreads out behind him. This piece. Like it's his little butt cape, but it's fucking huge. No, it's not scales. On here it shows scales, so what the frick would that be? Yeah, no, these are these pieces. So what the hell is this? Oh, we're gonna fucking find out tomorrow. Let me cram that all back in there. So we're gonna be starting Tiga tomorrow. I guess maybe I'll just keep Dinah, like, here, so he can watch. Oh, get rid of this. Get rid of... These were the stickers that were meant to go on, like... you can see, like, these three were meant to be here. This one, I think, was supposed to go here. I don't know what these long, skinny gray pieces were for. I have no idea. This was supposed to be his color timer. This bit was his little forehead diamond, and then these were meant to go on his eyes, and I forgot about those. But I'm gonna toss those, because he doesn't need stickers, because he's so beautifully painted. I love him. I love how he came out. He looks really cool. I'm really excited to do more of these now. I'm very, very excited for more of these. Let me take a look at my buttons. Normally I try and do at least 4 hours. And we're only just over 3. So what am I gonna do now? I'm gonna have a starburst. I'm gonna eat a starburst. I'm gonna move us over to just chatting. Okay. So I'm just trying to put Dinah somewhere. Cause he's at, like, on my desk he's at kind of a weird angle because his head is downward. So you're meant to, like, display him at, like, eye level. So if he's below my, like, eye line, he looks fucking weird. Let me get this. Let me get this in a decent spot. Okay. There we go. So I bought this bag of Starburst yesterday after I went to the doctor. And I've eaten all of the ones that aren't the lemon Starburst, and now I'm just stuck with, like, a dozen lemon Starburst. And I guess I'm just gonna eat them. I feel like we should just raid. I don't know what else to do. Oh, Rancy is live again. Let's, Rancy's doing some English Duolingo practice. She has such a cute design. She's so pretty. I absolutely love her model. So let's raid her. I will be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. Like I said, we're going to be working on the Tiga Armor of Legends figure, which is the Zhao armor. I'm very, very excited. Seeing Dinah come together was so cool. So I'm very, very excited for Tiga. So y'all be good. You be nice. You have something good to eat. I love you very, very, very much. And I will see you tomorrow, okay?